Hello and welcome to the Imagine AI Live podcast. I'm your host for this event, Chêrénique, and we are in New York City at the first Impact event. I have with me two guests currently. So could you guys please introduce yourselves and tell the audience a little bit about what you're working on?
Sure. So my name is Deanna Oliver. I am the CEO and co-founder of Psyflo. Do you want to intro yourself?
My name is Shravan. I'm the co-founder of Psyflo.
Awesome. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for sitting down with us. I did a little research on Psyflo. It sounds fascinating. So can you tell us what that program is, what you're working on, and what you're building?
Sure. So we're working on a collaborative care platform. So a lot of people don't really know what that is. Basically, it's technology that helps support integrated behavioral health settings. So what that means is when you think of like mental health care, you probably envision like a therapist asking someone who's laying on a couch, like, how does that make you feel? But in reality, more than half of Americans actually seek out mental health treatment in primary care settings. So now we're seeing a lot of primary care doctors try to incorporate mental health and figure out how to deliver that behavioral health treatment to their patients. So we are working on the underlying technology that can better support them.
And how is AI incorporated into that?
So we actually use AI for treatment recommendations. So we've talked to a lot of PCPs over the past few months, and a lot of them have mentioned how they don't feel fully comfortable or equipped to deliver mental health treatment. So we're using AI to kind of generate some of those recommendations for them.
Interesting. So augmenting their skill set so that they can provide that service to their patients as well.
Yep.
Wow.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And how did this idea come about?
Well, I'd say we're both really passionate about mental health treatment overall. Everyone on our team kind of has their own personal journey or experience with mental health, so we were all drawn to it for our own kind of individual reasons. So that's where we started. We just started kind of asking questions about why certain things were the way that they are in healthcare. So the more questions we asked, the more problems we found with how care was delivered or received. So we started there.
Wow. And then just built from there.
Yeah. We interviewed a lot of people. Maybe you can talk about the interview process a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. We interviewed multiple stakeholders in the industry, and one thing we realized is that the overall healthcare system in itself is fragmented, and especially the mental health space. Although the access to mental health had improved, we noticed that a lot of them actually fall off the grid when they get referred out, or when they join Talkspace, they usually don't stay there for too long. And we thought the PCP market is where people tend to stick around for longer. So our goal is essentially not only improve access, but make actually people stay within the system and make sure they don't fall off the grid. I think that's the bigger problem. I think it's mostly because of the underlying technology supporting that is fragmented as well, and AI will play a huge role in providing that care, that level of care.
Yeah. And what's the status of this project currently? Is it out there in doctors' offices? Is it still being built? Where are we?
So we're still in the development stage. So our team just received the Startup Studio Award from Cornell Tech a few months ago. Yeah, it was really exciting, really unexpected, but we were thrilled. So we pitched the idea there. We received the award. Then we both quit our full-time jobs to work on this. So we're still interviewing. We're still talking to people. We're still discovering that really small niche. You know, one of the challenges when you're building a startup is that you have to focus on one really small thing, one really small problem. And part of the challenge in mental health is that we're seeing a lot of problems, and we're seeing a lot of different places we could focus. So really kind of nailing down that one solution and building from there is our priority. So hopefully you guys will see us out in the world in PCP offices over the next year, but that's the goal.
Awesome.
I think I echo with Deanna. It's really our healthcare system is massive. It's the biggest industry in our country, and I think it's really difficult to execute the way they execute on your go-to-market strategy. So we're at a stage where we're constantly learning and interviewing to see where the pain points are. That way we can go to the market quickly, and then from there we can expand out to rolling out other products and things like that. But that's where we're at. We're at a stage where we're still constantly learning understanding the pain points and narrowing down to that one thing that can help really like address the problem.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how did you guys get introduced to the Imagine AI Live community?
So we met Liz at the Startup Studio event. She came up to us after the pitch and she said, hey, you've really got to come to this event. So far, it's been amazing. We're really excited to speak a little bit later and kind of talk about our journey and how we got here.
Yeah.
So it's been really great so far.
Awesome. Well, welcome. We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what would you say to those that are going into university right now about how they should integrate tech into their studies that they're going into?
That's a good question. I would say be really smart about how you use AI. I think the benefit of technology is that it can do so many things, but the downside of technology is it can do so many things. So we really have to be careful about when, where, and how we're using it and for what we're using it. And one of the things we study here at Cornell Tech is the ethical implications of what we're doing, not just in the startup community, but with these new technologies. Who is it impacting? What are some of the unintended consequences of it? So it can be very tempting, I think, to use AI in everything that we do, but I think we have to be careful to not let it stifle our creativity and some of the processes that you're supposed to experience and go through when you're in university or undergraduate studies.
Awesome.
I think I echo what Dee just mentioned. I think right now AI, you can do so many things, but though that AI algorithms that you build ultimately depend on the underlying data that you have access to. So it's really important to get access to the right data. And I think that with healthcare, especially data interoperability and data sharing is growing, that regulation is like easing a little bit. So I think especially in healthcare settings, AI has a huge role to play down the road because of the regulatory environment I feel like it's less relaxed than it used to be pre-COVID, I think. So I think it definitely can do a lot of things for better or worse.
Yeah, nice. So on that note, how do you guys both use AI in your day-to-day, whether it's working on your project or on your personal things?
Do you want to start?
I use ChatGPT all the time. And we record all the transcripts on Otter AI. And Otter AI has this AI copilot. So if I want to go back and review the transcript, I can just ask the AI to give me this interview summary, and it just spits it out, and it's great.
Awesome. I use it a lot less. Probably, we use it to transcribe meetings and notes and things like that, but I don't use it in my day-to-day very often. Not because I'm suspicious or anything like that. I love technology, but there's so many things that I can just do very quickly on my own that AI hasn't gotten to the point yet where it can completely replace certain tasks. I love something that would automate email responses or automatically add things to my calendar or meeting or something like that. When we get to that point, when those startups start to blossom, then I'll probably use it a lot more. But I'm a little old school, so I still do all of the manual things because I just like to, and I'm type A, so I have to.
Yes, but I think that time is coming very soon because I've spoken to a lot of founders today who are building that exact thing that's going to, and not even just answering your emails or going through them, but getting to the source of that so that before the emails even need to happen, the information is already exchanged to who needs to have it.
They should get in touch with me. They absolutely have to get in touch with me. That would be amazing.
Yes. So all of that's coming soon. Make sure you watch all the podcasts because I cannot remember which one that was.
I definitely will. I'll watch all of them just so I can find that one founder.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one last question for you both. If somebody is watching this and thinking about attending the next Imagine AI Live event, what would you say to them?
Absolutely. You have to do it. You have to do it. There are so many great people here from all over, different industries, different backgrounds. I think it can be really difficult, depending on where you are, to connect with people that have an interest in technology, incorporating that technology. And you have a lot of bright minds here that are willing and eager and interested in trying to make that happen.
I think I echo with what Dee said. I think it's a great event, especially in a campus setting. where you have people that are trying to achieve like a similar goal using technology, trying to solve a problem. By connecting with those people, you can kind of like learn a lot from them, because if they're at a stage where already, fundraised, they're already selling their product, they can kind of like help you see where the potholes are. So you never know like who you meet that can add a lot of value to your career or whatever problem is that you're trying to solve. But yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both for sitting down with me and sharing and taking a little time away from the event. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, of course.